Hello and welcome everyone. You may wonder what is the topic about in this video. Well, you can see it in the title. Since My Little Pony was aired on TV since 2010, the show has been marketed for girls. Is the show only for girls? No. Even boys can see this show on TV as well. And you may wonder why is it marketed for girls? Well, most people think that ponies are just for girls, but there are even boys who likes to watch My Little Pony series, and even the show is still marketed just for girls, but there are even teenagers, even old people who watch this series. Sure, maybe some of them can be adults who are watching the series with their children or grandchildren, but still, even the show is marketed for girls. But there are a lot of people out there who is even boys, even teenager boys as well. Because even I am a boy, or older boy actually, and I'm watching the series, and the reason is why. Well, first of all, the reason is because I liked it, and it's great show to watch at, and also great opportunity to learn how to be a great maybe animator or maybe a drawer, painter, artist for how to make landscape. Well, for almost any landscape or basically any type of environment or even creatures like dragons, ponies, or even griffins. This show is one of the great suggestions to other people can watch to learn to make their own series or maybe to be a better drawer. But still, even this show is marketed for girls. This show has this great potential to even put a market for boys as well. Because Spike is one male character, even he's not the main character on the show. Because the show is titled with Friendship is Magic. So why would they just make a show only focused on girls, not on both? Since the title is that Friendship is Magic, why couldn't they put even boys as well, some part of main characters but at the same time as background characters to introduce more male characters, like what they did with Shining Armor? Since the show is about to teach friendship and even loyalty, honesty, laughter, all kinds of those different elements of harmony. But still of that, it have to be proved that even boys can see this show. Because all the ratings that they from the network has for the show, it shows that at least a few million people watch this almost every day on TV. So the question is, how many percent of the millions are boys? If you maybe to remove all those just with girls, the number might be even quite lower than what boys are. So that could be proven. Even boys maybe not into ponies or something else, they might just watch this series because of it has comedy, just this. Or basically it's just a cartoon. Because I used to watch the old Generation 3 of My Little Pony on TV when I was a kid. And I didn't mind even if it was a girl show, because I had watched many girl shows over the years. For example, Wayne's Club, there's also based for girls, I think. And I watched it, and I think it was good. But apart from that, My Little Pony shouldn't be just focused on only for girls, but for both boys and girls, since they had introduced some male characters in the show, like Channing Armour, Spike, since he's from the beginning, but still, even Thorax has been introduced, and so many others. So why wouldn't they introduce them to this show for both girls and boys? Because if they do it, it would maybe make this show even better. They could have probably even higher ratings, from maybe from 1.5 million to almost maybe 2-3 million. But still, this show has showed its great potential to be a great series, even has just focus from girls, many like any other shows as well. But I think the writers of the staff have made it possible to introduce some male characters as well into the show, that even they are not main characters or just in the background, like with Doctor Who's Dr. Stable or Dr. How Horse, for example, in the hospital, or Soren from Wonderballs, or even Rumble, because even they haven't placed any male characters in the show, just as a background or maybe one or two twice appearance in the show, like what they had with Cheese Sandwich, only one period of time in the show, well, except from the movie stuff, but all of this, the show shouldn't be just focused on girls. I mean, why just girls? Maybe just focus on both. I mean, since many other shows that are out there in the world, for like US or UK, Sweden, or many other like countries has, they have focused their show, even their girl show, but they have focused with some boys in it. Because boys can sometimes be part of the life of the girls. What would happen if they replaced Spike with a female dragon instead? Or I basically removed him, said that he moved to Dragonland, or left his home, left Ponyville to find his own birth parents, and then never being showed again. How would they happen if they said that Shining Armor maybe was going to search for a long lost relative, they never be seen again? Or they maybe brought back bring a new character, maybe a new female character, or basically anything of some sort of things can happen. But my opinion of this, that they shouldn't have just focused on girls. I mean, boys can be like girls as well. Since kids play together, children, girls and boys can play together for some games together, like hide and seek, chasing around. But but even this show is focused mostly for girls. But it proves that boys can have been focused on this show as well. And I am probably not the only one who thinks about it. Since in the brownie community there are many males or boys or even grown-ups, adults, who is watching this show and make their points of view of about the episodes or characters, like Dr. Wolf, Silver Krill, Firebrand, Voice of Reason, and Finny Pony, and so many others. So that proves, if they can make the points of the show from they make reviews about what they think and analysis of the show, characters, all of them on this show. That proves that even they can make shows their opinions of the show. And since that happens, so why wouldn't the show just focus just on girls, not even both? Because Many people say, yeah, but this show is just for girls, not for both. Or just not for boys, or just boys don't like ponies or watching this. This is just too stupid for them to even. They want more violent, they want more Transformers, horror, more wars, battles, fights. But we girls, we want pretty princess stuff. But no, no. My opinion of that is a lie. I mean, sure, most boys maybe like fighting, battles, robots, but some boys even like to watch My Pony series. That's approved. Because I have seen the show from the beginning and to now, and I even the movie, and the previous generation of this series. But if they suddenly, if a lot of people stop watching the show, and the rating would get lower and lower for each episode that passed. That would happen then. If the boys just stop looking at this show, and so probably girls maybe find some other show that they start to like even better than My Little Pony, then the ratings would go lower, 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 until the points that they have maybe just 10,000 views of each episode. And if that number even gets lower, well, that proves that the show will be cancelled. But even if many people want to go back to the show, that would be too late. The show has been cancelled and won't be back. Because that had happened to many other shows around history. So, back to the topic. The show shouldn't just focus on girls. I mean, it's almost impossible to figure out that boys can even also like girl things. Because this show had proved that even boys can see this show, even they are most focused from girls as well. Because how many of the ratings of the a few millions people who watch the show almost basically every day, how many of those millions or the thousands or hundreds of thousands of viewers are boys? If there were other people of the staff or of the channel who can figure out, if they can find out how many of those viewers are boys as well, then maybe they could somehow figure out maybe to bring in a male character like Shining Armor or a new one, so it can be more not the main characters, but seen more often, or maybe have the other male characters in the show to have more speaking line, like the doctors in that hospital, or maybe a friend, but almost basically any male characters as well. That would be almost a great idea. Yeah, even if this show is focused on girls, not on of both. Since television had aired many kids show over the last like say 40 years. Even those or many of those shows are almost maybe focused on just for girls or boys. But it has been seen that even boys can watch girl shows as well. I remember one particular show in the years, many years ago. That show was about a girl who was, by accident, was tipped over with some waste from this chemical plant and made her ability to turn herself from to a liquid form. I think that show was called Alex's Life, and that show was even the main character was a girl. It was even that show had a male character as well in the show. Even he was not the main character. Her friend was a male boy, but even he was not the main character. But he has many great speaking lines in the show and helped her to not be caught by his plan's manager. But the staff of this production of the show shouldn't just focus on girls, maybe. Just maybe you should focus on both, and girls and boys. Even this is a girl show, there's still many boys out there who can see this show. Even I do it. So why would they just focus on girls? I mean, girls show might even have some boys as well. And even this show have proved to be could be both friendly for boys and girls, but there is one other reason maybe that boys don't watch this so often. Because if they people are found out that a boy or boys watching this show, they might be bullied at school because of that. But yeah, but I think this show can be better or its production if they could focus on even both girls and boys. But we don't know that if the rebuild will happen or not. But like I said, this is just my own opinion about if they can focus the show on both boys and girls. Most of us maybe don't think that's a good idea or not, but I think it is at least worth a try to make it focused on boys and girls. It is just my own opinion, what they think and should do. Well, that is what I think about my opinions on the show, about the marketing of the show. And as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is Switch W over and out.